Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for this Pilates Matwork flow. My name is Sigrid and this class is aimed at all my pregnant mamas out there that want to exercise safely during any stage of their pregnancy to mobilise, build strength and just feel really good about their bodies as their baby grows. I'm actually 40 weeks pregnant myself. I've been enjoying the benefits of Pilates throughout the whole time. Hopefully you will too after this exercise routine today. All you need is a mat, and so come and get seated and set up. If you do feel that seated is just too uncomfortable for you at whatever stage you're at, feel free to sit on a pillow or a head cushion and just get your sit bones really kind of nice and even through the mat. And we're going to pull up tall through the crown of our head, and before we do anything, we're just going to take a nice calming breath. We're going to do it with a counted breath, so I want you to take an inhale through the nose for 4 counts, and a breath out really slowly, like you're blowing through a straw, really slow and controlling that out breath for either 6 or 8 counts. I'm going to count you in. So just wherever you are, nice and evenly tall through the sit bones, relaxing the shoulders, and we're going to start. We're going to take an inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a breath out for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out for 8 or 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll just do 2 in silence so that you can kind of control that yourself. In, good, and we'll pause there. That is a breath that you can use also during your final stage of labour when you just need to have that kind of calming sense of your body, really control those contractions or surges. And then from here, all we're going to do is go into pelvic tilts. So again, sitting up tall on our sit bones, all we're going to do is exhale as we roll the tailbone under, and then inhale as we open up and just open up the chest bone into a little bit of extension, sending the sit bones wide. We're going to exhale, tucking under, and inhale, rolling the sit bones and opening up tall. I'll just show you from the side, but you stay where you are. Exhale, rolling the tailbone under, shoulders come over the hips. Inhale, rolling everything else forwards, opening up those sit bones, a little bit of extension with the spine. One more, exhale. And inhale, rolling forwards, opening up the opposite way. Good, and then just come back to that neutral spine, that nice upright seated position. From here, we're going to come into mermaid. So you're going to take your right leg slightly behind you so that you line up your knees with the end of the mat. So one leg is behind, the other leg is a little bit in front. And we're going to kind of feel a little bit more open in the hips. If you can't get that sit bone down, don't worry. We're just going to try and pull up out of our spine as best we can. From here, you're going to take your right hand and you're just going to bring the arm in line with your spine. We're going to exhale as we go over into a side reach. You can bend your supporting elbow. Take a wide in-breath into your rib cage here. As you exhale, you're going to pass through center and just bring the other arm up to go to the other side. Going down as far as you can into that nice lateral side reach. Inhaling. Exhaling to pass through to the other side. We're going to do one more to each side. Inhaling once you get there. Exhaling past to the other side. Final side. And then come and pause there. From here, take your right palm and bring it to the back of your head. You really want your elbow far out to the side. We're going to add a little bit of rotation with it now. So we're going to rotate as we send almost the rib cage underneath, and we just turn almost our body, our spine, towards our knee. From here, we're going to open up the opposite way. So opening up and sending the chest bone high towards the ceiling, opening that back arm. Exhale, rotate towards the knee, tucking the ribcage under. Inhale as you open up the opposite way. Try to relax the shoulder at the same time. Exhale, rotate, and inhale, and just open up. Come back to center. take the arm up and over, and then we're going to just swap the legs to the other side. So just taking now the left leg behind, the right leg just sits in front, and just noticing how it feels on each side. Maybe you're feeling a little bit uneven in one hip versus the other. Sitting up tall wherever you can, left arm comes up, palm faces inwards. We're going over first with the side reach, bending that supporting elbow, try to keep your torso remaining forwards, and then just swap to the new side. And we'll just do one more here, and finishing on the left. Coming all the way down, left palm now comes to the back of the head, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So all we're going to do is go over first of all. We're going to then rotate, so you're sending ribs tucked under, you're sending your torso towards your knee, and then we're opening up the opposite way, a little bit of rotation. Exhale, tucking everything under. Inhale, opening up that shoulder, opening up that chest. Final one. And then sending it the opposite way, opening up, coming back into that lateral position, and then just changing from here. Another hip opener now. So all we're going to do from here is take an inhale as we bring the arms all the way up, coming into kind of like a ballet first position with the arms, relaxing the shoulders. As we exhale, we're going to draw the chin towards the chest as we flex through just the top of the spine, bringing the arms with us. We're going to inhale as we open them up. We're going to take the hands to just behind us, just so that you can reach the ground. From here, all you're going to do is push up onto your knees to open up your hips. So you're just sending your hips up, slightly elevated off the ground, and then draw them straight back down. And then we're going to start that again with the arms. We're going to take an inhale as we come all the way up. We've got the exhale to bring chin to chest and to draw just forward, a little bit of flexion with the spine. Inhale as you open up, and now taking the hands behind you, you're going to open up the hips, just elevating a little bit to where you feel comfortable. Should feel a really nice stretch in the hip flexor area, and lower the arms and legs back down. We've got one more. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way up. Exhale, nodding the chin and just flexing forwards through the spine. Taking the arms now out to the side and then behind you. And then we've got that nice lift of the hips, opening up and then lowering them back down. You don't have to allow your head to just drop too much, just going to where you feel comfortable. Really nice, good. From here, we're actually going to move straight into our 4-point kneeling position. So from here, you want to make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and that your knees are directly underneath your hips. And we try not to sink too much into our bump or to our lower spine. So you want to still remain elevated and sending your sit bones wide. There's a little sense of core control here. So it's as if you're drawing your navel in towards your spine and essentially hugging your baby. There's a little bit of a lift there. So from here, all we're going to do is come into a tail swish. So you're going to look over your right shoulder as you send your right hip inwards and shorten the waist. So it's like a little dog looking for its tail almost. And then you're going to go to the left side. So left shoulder looking to left hip, and then change again. And it's kind of a freeing movement, so there's not so much control going on here. And you're just sending the hip one way as you look at it, and sending the pelvis the other way as you look to the new side. We'll do one more to each side here. And then come and pause in between. So hopefully that felt really nice for your pelvis. Going to come straight into our cat-cow, just to mobilise through the spine. So we've got exhale as we tuck the pelvis under, rounding and arching through the spine. The head just allows it to drop forwards at the final position. And then inhale, I want you to go through neutral spine and just open up the opposite way, shining the chest bone forwards towards the wall and opening up the sit bones behind. Exhale, rolling through center, coming into your cat position, really tucking that pubic bone under and rolling the tailbone under. Inhale as you open up the opposite way. We'll do one more here. Exhale. And inhale to come into that extension, sit bones wide, back into our neutral from here. Hopefully you can still maintain this 4-point kneeling position, but if you need to pause, feel free to. From here, we're going to just walk the hands a little bit further forwards. I'm going to come into kind of a half press up and into cat. So we're going to send the elbows wide as we draw the nose down towards the mat. And as we push up, I want you to start to arch the spine and come up into a high cat. And then we're going to do that again. Exhale, bend the elbows, send the hips up high as you press your nose down towards the mat. And then pushing up into a nice cat shape, really arching through the spine here. We'll do 2 more. Exhale, pressing everything down towards the mat. Nose comes to the floor. Inhale, control that up position and come into a nice arched cat. Final one. Exhale, send the sit bones wide, send them high, pressing down towards the floor. And inhale, lifting all the way up and rounding and arching through the spine. Back to neutral, and we're going to pause here, coming into a nice rest position or child's pose, sending your knees wide to make space for your baby, maybe sitting back towards the heels, and from here you can either reach your arms nice and long forwards, or you can kind of just rest your head on the back of your palms. And we're just going to take a nice breath here, really breathing wide into the back of the rib cage, and then an exhale just to let that tension go. We'll do 1 more inhale and a nice calming exhale as we breathe out. Slowly drawing yourself up, head is going to come up last, taking your time to do so, and we're going to come back into that 4-point kneeling position. We're going to work a little bit on glutes. So hands directly back underneath your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips again. Nice long neutral spine. From here, all you're going to do is slide the right leg back, pointing the foot, keeping your hips square to the mat. And then we're going to lift it to where we can. So it doesn't have to be high. Most importantly, you want to keep that neutral spine. From here, we're going to draw the heel in towards the glute. And we're going to pulse the leg up towards the ceiling for 5 counts. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keep that thigh high. Lengthen from here. Lower that leg and draw it all the way back underneath. Try not to shuffle or wiggle your pelvis from here. Keep nice and stable and supported. And then we go to the left side. So exhale as you slide that leg back. Inhale as you lift it to where you can, keeping the hips square to the mat. Heel comes in towards the glute. And then we're going to pulse up towards the ceiling for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold it there. Keep the thigh high as you lengthen the lower leg. Point it and draw it back underneath. Really well done. We're going to do 1 more to each side. Right leg again. Squaring up the hips. Heel comes in towards the glute. We're pulsing for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lengthen it from here. Point that foot back down. Draw back underneath. Final side. Lengthen that leg away. Lifting it to where you can. Heel draws in towards the glute. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lengthen that leg out. Point it back down. Slide it back underneath. Well done. Draw yourself back. Just rotate through the wrists if you're starting to build some tension there. And just take a pause. Really well done, everyone. Not very easy in 4-point kneeling position, but a really nice position for your baby to move around to take advantage of some gravity. And then from here, we're going to come into a nice toe stretch just to finish off. That's a really tight area in pregnancy, so it's really nice to kind of finish off with this stretch. You're going to tuck your toes under, and then all you're going to do is sit back towards your heels, keeping a relatively neutral spine, and just draw forwards, keeping those toes tucked under. And then just stretch here and feel kind of the benefits of that stretch. It's a really nice toe stretch. Kind of feels like they're breaking in half at the time, but I promise you once we release them in a moment, they're going to feel really zingy and good. And we're just going to draw forwards, come all the way back once again, and then back to that neutral position, to that balanced position, and relax the toes. And you're just going to feel the benefits of that feeling. Just kind of shuffle them here, feel how they feel. Really nice. From here, we're going to come down into our side lying position. So come and lie ideally on your left side, and we're just going to set up well. So you want to have your underneath arm in line with your spine. Your palm is facing upwards, and we're just going to rest our head either on a head cushion, or you can just rest it on your shoulder or your bicep. The legs are going to be a 90-degree angle, knees stacked one on top of the other, hips stacked one on top of the other as well. We've then just got our top arm just resting on our pelvis or our hip, and then from here we're just going to come into some gentle pelvic tilts just to align our neutral. So all you're going to do is kind of like a hip hike. You're going to send the top hip away as it kind of feels like you're lifting up your underneath waist, and then you're just going to allow it to collapse back down. Exhale to send the top hip away, and inhale to just let it draw back. You may even get a little bit of response in the knees, maybe they're sliding up and down a little bit, and that's okay. Just kind of feel that sense of openness as you send the hip away. Inhale as you draw it back down. And we'll do one more. Inhale. And we've got an exhale to send it all the way back down. Keeping the hips stacked, knee back on top of knee. You can bring your top arm here for a bit of support. We're going to send the top leg away, and we're going to flex that foot. You're going to take the top arm and reach nice and long. So you're reaching through your fingertips all the way through to your toes, and you're going to feel that nice openness here. Take a wide in-breath, feel the oblique stretch. From here, we're going to come into lift and lower. So inhaling as you bring your arm and leg in line, exhale as you lower everything all the way back down. Try not to rotate or drop the pelvis. You want to stay stacked. You're only lifting that leg as high as you can before you change anything in your body. So no changing anything in your spine or your pelvis. You're just lifting to where you feel you can. We're going to do two more here. Feeling that sense of glutes engaged, pelvis nice and stable, and then draw that arm back down. That leg comes back down too. We're now going to go forwards and backwards. So as you flex that foot, keep it at hip height, you're going to draw the arm and leg forwards, trying to meet the fingertips with your toes, and then draw everything. You're going to go slightly behind the spine into like a nice diagonal stretch. Exhale as you flex forwards, and inhale as you draw all the way back. Try to keep that leg at hip height. Try to keep rib cage nice and soft rather than flaring that rib cage. And draw all the way back. Good, we can do two more, come on. One, drawing back. And final one. Good, really nice. Keep the arm and leg elevated for a nice long stretch once again. And then draw that leg and that arm back down and take a pause. Well done. If you're building up a little bit of tension in that hip or that glute, just give it a little tap, wake it up a little bit, and we're going to come up onto our forearm now. So from here, we're going to have our elbow directly underneath our shoulder, palm and forearm facing down. We're going to bring the soles of the feet a little bit more now in line with the back of the pelvis and spine. We want to be lifting up through our underneath waist, our obliques, rather than sinking into the shoulder. So really lifting up here and pulling up tall. Again, a little sense of centering to try and hug the baby in towards the spine. We're going to come into a side reach. We're going to lift up through the hips. It's kind of like a side plank. You're going to exhale as you lift the hips and bring the arm all the way into a nice long side reach. And bring everything all the way back down. If that's too much for you with the lift of the hips, you can just in reality come into a nice long side reach as well and enjoy the benefits there. Exhale as you lift the hips, come up into your side reach. Draw everything all the way back down. One more. Exhale to lift. Keep the knees together. Inhale to draw and soften everything all the way back down. From here, we're going to add a rotation. So we're going to exhale, lifting all the way up, nice long through the spine. Then we're going to come into a threading the needle, just a little way, a little bit of rotation, not too far. Open all the way up, lower everything all the way back down. So you don't have to lift high. We're going to do it again. Exhale, lifting up. We rotate here, thread that arm underneath. Keep the legs together. And then everything back down. Final one, lifting up. Threading underneath. Opening up. Keeping strong in that shoulder and pausing from here. Push yourself up. Whatever we do on one side, we have to do on the other, unfortunately. So we're going to spin the legs round, coming to lie on your right side. So once again, bringing those legs into a nice right angle position, relaxing on our right side, palm facing up. You're resting your head either on your head cushion or you've got your head resting on your bicep or shoulder. From here, just coming into those little pelvic tilts, you're going to send an exhale as you send top hip away. Inhale as you draw it back down. Exhale to draw everything away. Inhale to come back down. And you can kind of see how that's relating to your hip, your sit bones. So as you send it away, it's kind of widening. As you draw it back down, it's kind of shortening. Good. And you're going to feel that sense of lifting the underneath waist. Good. And then remain with this final one, stacked hip on top of hip. We're going to then send the top leg away to hip height, flexing through the foot. The top arm is just going to reach nice and long. We're going to come into those lifts and lowers. So exhale as you send arm and leg up to meet each other. Inhale as you reach it all the way back down. And again, try to keep that leg just lifting centrally so your toes facing forwards rather than rotating and opening in the hip. Good. So it's just a side lift. And we've got one more here. Good. Come and reach that leg nice and long. Then we're going to go forward and back. Arm is staying nice and lifted, shoulder height, and leg is staying at hip height. Keep that foot flexed. We've got an exhale as we bring everything forwards, and inhale as we draw everything back. Just keep nice and long and strong in your torso. Exhale, drawing forwards. We've got the inhale to draw back. And we're going to do 3 more. Good. Keeping that nice central pelvis. Nothing is rotating or twisting. We're keeping strong for our bodies, hugging our baby in towards our spine. And then just pause there. Really nice. Bring that arm back down. Bring that leg just to pause. Wake up the muscles if they've gone to sleep. And then push yourself up onto your forearm. We've got the elbow directly underneath our shoulder, forearm down. We're sending our soles of our feet a little bit further around towards our pelvis, lifting up through the torso. And from here, side reach and side plank. We're going to take an inhale. As we exhale, lifting everything all the way up, keeping long through the body, and then pausing all the way back down. Inhale, lifting up. Breathing into the rib cage, exhale, lower everything with control back down. We've got one more. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower back down. We're going to add the rotation. Inhale to lift. And then we're going to thread through from here. It doesn't have to be a long rotation, just enough that we feel that extra work in the side body. Come all the way back down. We've got an inhale once again. And then we come into that rotation, that threading the needle position, all the way up and down. I think we'll go for one more. Inhale. And we've got the exhale. And up. And down. Really nice. Come and push yourself up. We're going to bring our legs back to that cross-legged position. We're going to just draw the shoulders up towards the ears and just reduce any tension we might be feeling in our bodies. Good. Very nice. We're going to finish here just with a nice calming breath and just a little bit of freedom of movement for our shoulders. It's going to come into corkscrew arms. And then taking the arms out to the side, breathing all the way up. You're going to interlink your fingers, slide your hands to the back of the head. The elbows are just out to the side, and we're sitting up tall through our body. From here, you're just going to draw the shoulders up towards the ears. You're going to exhale as you slide the scapula back down. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale, release. Release the arms, relax the shoulders, and then just open up tall from here. And then just placing your hands on your knees, and we're just going to finish here with another calming breath. So without the count this time, I'm just going to let you breathe in and out, really kind of just concentrating on your body, on all the bits we've worked on. And whichever count of the breath you want to do, try and make that exhale longer than your inhale. So we're just going to close our eyes, feel centered once again, and take an inhale from here all together. And try and make that exhale longer than the inhale. We'll do one more this time, maybe holding your baby, taking control of everything you have built, everything you've grown up until now, and feeling relaxed and open in the hips. We're going to take another inhale as we connect with our baby, and an exhale as we release. Good. We're going to do one more. Really feeling thankful as you breathe in for taking some time for yourself today, and a nice long exhale to feel that release of any tension, feeling really in control of yourself, feeling proud of yourself for the work you've done. And one final one. Inhale. And an exhale. So thank you so much for joining me today for this Matwork flow. I'm so glad you had some time to dedicate for you, for your practice. Hopefully this felt like a really good Matwork class. You go away feeling a little bit more energized and stronger. And I'll be back soon with some more videos for pregnancy and for other related Pilates areas. Thank you so much.